Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 for Monday, May the 6th, 2024. Both the S&P and the NASDAQ both did perform as I expected or as I laid out as a possibility on Saturday. And that being that I felt that we would be in a minute third wave up. And if we're going to adhere to the diagonal triangle concept here, for minor wave 5, then waves 1, 3, and 5 will also be three-wave structures. And so with that in mind, I felt that we needed to do the A wave of minute wave 3, and then do a B wave, and then do a C wave up to finish wave 3, and that might come in on Wednesday, maybe even Thursday of this week. I also mentioned that I think that we will pick up the pace, or the market will pick up the pace, and getting up to where they need to be. And I think it's kind of going along with, there's a lot of pressure that's going to be put on the markets from some declining cycles. And we had one that declined, but it was a short term, so like the 1 month, and kind of declined and then was lifting, but it had now crested and is joining the 3 month, and both putting downside pressure on the market. Now, that just says a cycle low. That does not necessarily equate to the fact, well, the S&P has got to make a new low. No. What it suggests is that the S&P would kind of come back, in this case, as maybe wave B of minute wave 3. And then we go back in. So as the cycle continues to work its way lower, we then finish, do a B wave, go up, do a C wave, come back down again in a fourth wave, again, cycle pressure, go up in a fifth wave, it's all over. Then the cycle really can put and really exert its pressure. And that could be minor wave 5. And we'd be looking at levels up here, about 5,300. So it is continuing. And my other thought remains that it will happen quickly, and not that the cycles will dominate algorithms, let's put it that way, but they do give us a lot of hints about the ebb and flow recently, and also for the month of May, what has kind of happened within our market. So back here, minor wave 4, they're at the April expiration low. ABC, minute 1, ABC, minute 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe done. Maybe we need to get up to this resistance, 52.27, which, by the way, that's the equivalent of 5,200 over in the SPX, where there is a call wall. Now, some of you don't like it, but just kind of listen up. The call wall represents where there should be resistance, or there, in my opinion, will be resistance, because I believe it's fairly solid, all the way up to May 17th. It's solid. And why? Because it's on the 17th that the call wall would expire. So they could come up, punch through, probably would hold. Come up, punch through, probably would hold. So again, I think we come up, it holds, then we pull back in the B wave. So C wave should be contained at 52.27. We come back in a B wave, and you could run your fibs. Let's just do it real quick. You're looking for a B wave. B wave's 50 to 62%, so you're down here 51.21, 51.01. I really wouldn't want it to come in that far. I'm going to look a little bit higher. I'm going to look like 41.67, 41.42 for B wave, with an offshoot maybe in wave C, that it comes down maybe to 51.22 and then rallies strongly again. So if it gets up right now, it's finishing today at 52.05, so it's above 5,200. Can attack on another 22 points at some point between now and even when we open tomorrow. And then will it begin to turn? So that, putting that all together, I think that could be some pretty strong resistance. If this is the high and that's it, then we just connect our fibs. If it goes up again overnight and then starts to turn, adjust your fib. Take it from here, put it up here, and then your numbers are going to be a little bit different. So, and then I'll look for that pullback, and it should be 3 waves, A, B, C. I'm not looking for a great deal because here's the other thing that I'm noticing. And they're also doing it pretty quickly. And that is the trade where they're selling the VIX and they're buying the underlying volatility. So they're buying the volatility in the components of the S&P, if not the S&P itself. So all of that in mind, I continue to view the market as finishing up a pretty strong rally, because we can't forget that the rally began in October 2022. Can't forget that. So it's been a really great run, but I think it's coming to a close. And I believe that it'll kind of speed its way up there. Now, whether or not it forms this diagonal is going to become secondary, because if I have to make adjustments, they're going to come right in here. And it would come with 1 ABC 2. That would be the change if this does not, if it complies more with this is doing 5 up, or it's subdividing inside, and it's going to be a little bit more extended. So those are also possibilities. So right now, let me just say I am more version B, which is now the preferred, and that is that this is the minor 4, and we're going to go up in a minor 5, and then we're going to be done, and we're going to start a longer, more sustained correction, or correction within the correction. So I still believe that that is yet to come. All right, moving averages, all looking pretty good. We now have the 13. Let me just take this off again so we can see our moving averages. The 13 is coming above the 200. That's on the 4-hour chart. That's a positive. Along with this, going above would be a positive. And then the 50 eventually getting itself up there. Now, here's the kick. The kick is that if I'm saying it should be done pretty quickly, and let's even say it makes it to the 17th of May or thereabouts, then similar to the April expiration, but this one would be opposite. Top, reverse. Bottom, it reversed. And it did it with some not total 100% get out of my way power, but it followed through, and now it is definitively following through. So everything seems to be lining up for at least the market to continue to move higher. We are overbought on the RSI. A little bit of divergence. You know, sequence-wise, we're making new highs, but yet we're not really pushing up. So relative strength is the missing link, you might want to say. But that could show up, give us a really good shove, and this could go right up into here, and then everybody be happy. So whatever the situation may be, I'm going to continue to look for upside in the S&P. Over in the NASDAQ, it basically is the same story. I've made some adjustments. I did it also on the S&P, changing the direction, not the direction, but changing the angle. And now that I feel like we're getting up to the top of wave 3, or at least A of 3, I could start to form that channel line accordingly. Now, here again, I already put that on, so we're going to leave that there. I'll put it back. Hold on. Let me take that off to clean it up so we can see inside. So, same deal. Almost up to that 100% mark, where this move would be equal in length to this move. And that's at 18,222. That'll be resistance. My feeling is that it likely will only complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3 within 5. So again, it's like, then it's a little 4 and a 5. So maybe we get here, go up to here to finish this A wave. If it is going to be a diagonal, remember, as I just spoke about in the S&P, same deal here. ABC1, ABC2, ABC3, ABC4, ABC5. They all form 3 legs. So that's what I'm going to be looking for here. But remember, within the structure, the A and the C wave, both have to be 5. So it's a zigzag. So it is a 5, 3, 5. And that's what it is here. And this wasn't because it was a correction. So it's just a plain ABC. And then this one would be 5, 3, 5. So that's what I'm looking for. It is also doing it at a very good pace. And what do we see today? Same kind of deal. We saw where the volatility trade, right? They're selling the VIX and they're taking that and they're buying. And today, where did I say, and what do I always going to think that they're going to do? They're going to go for the next one in line, and that's NVIDIA. But if they're going to move NVIDIA, boy, they're going to take SMCI and go, all is forgiven on that dump to 700, boys. Don't you worry about it. It's A-OK to take the stock up 130 bucks over. We haven't changed our minds, but go ahead. You know, so you're going to start to understand as well as like these technical moves have nothing to do with the earnings, have nothing to do. It would appear this way, right? Has nothing to do with anything but what the technical and the algorithms are putting together in terms of volatility and premium. When we can get a grip on that, you can have somebody on the outside talk up whatever they want, bullish, bearish, and all the way around. But in here, you're just trading, trading. That's it. And if you truly are going to come and say, hey, I want that to be my job, I want to be a full-time trader, learn the craft and don't care about anything else. You go in and you make your money. And there are ways to do that via options, playing volatility, being more calculated, putting positions together, and just whipping money around. That's the other thing I continue to talk about. There is a great deal of money being traded every single day. You should do a nominal value to these transactions in the bonds, in the dollar, in the stocks, in the ETFs, in the futures market. We're talking, just go to your highest level. That's what's being swirled around each and every day. And it changes hands. So why not let it pass through yours? And whether you take it out and then use it to go do something else, so what? You're just dumping it back into the economy. Really. So we're doing our part. In any case, hearing that, I know, right? He really gets going. Here in the NASDAQ, I do believe it continues to go up. 18,222 is our next resistance. I believe that will be exceeded. Right above it, I do have a trend line, which I also would think is going to get exceeded. The stronger Fibonacci resistance level is here, 618, and that goes along with the minor wave 5, which is just a reflection of there should be resistance there. Already established, the market needs to go up. If it's a minor 5, the market needs to go up and break above 18,709. I believe that can be done. The third wave may even do it. So get it up here. There's going to be a break. Everybody's going to go Yahoo Mountain Dew, and then it's going to come down, and they're all going to scream rejection. And it may be, but it should be a fourth wave, and then we come back up. If indeed we go sailing through here and we go straight to there. And that could happen again, folks, because we have SMCI. We have Tesla deciding to rebound. We have Microsoft, Meta, all on the rebound. And Google jumped a little bit. Amazon actually recovered. Amazon down this morning, recovers in the afternoon. Apple's got its own little worries. We'll let it be. AMD traded under 145 on earnings, back at 155. Earnings, who cares? But I'll tell you, the next time, if they don't follow through, in other words, if NVIDIA doesn't come through with glowing, just red hot glowing earnings, and they go, oh, but look what we did, and they decide to get out, NVIDIA will dump 100. And all you really need to do there, if you really want to start looking at stuff like that, you just go over to wherever you get your option pricing, and you look at each day if you want. But you look at the straddle and you see how they're pricing the straddle. So each day up to like May 17th, up to NVIDIA's earnings. And you can look and see, okay. So the straddle is probably pretty big in NVIDIA. I know last time I checked, the at the money, and that was below 900, was trading at like $121. So I can only imagine now you can add a whole bunch more because the stock's above 920. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I always go on, as I apologize. And by the way, just want to add, I am working on some different methodologies that I want to use or start to use that will improve my business, but also begin to deviate and supply the data and the analysis that different types of traders would like to see, like have a separate for swing trading, a separate for just position trading, or just breaking it down a little bit differently, looking also at IWM, looking at the Qs for those that want to swing trade in those or even trade in those. So, but I want to tailor it. So otherwise you just have these updates that are just massively long. And so besides that, then I want to actually break it away and set up something whereas it's a pay for service. I would still provide information on YouTube, but the detailed stuff, the trading stuff, the market flow, the flows, the options flows, those I would reserve to a little bit different, more pinpointed analysis that different traders would want, and that there would be a charge. But at the same time, would also be a Discord room. So there would be a facility or a forum where the traders who were members would have a place to go, excuse me, and discuss and get answers, hopefully. All right, that's where I'm going to finish this up. Next update will be on Tuesday, May the 7th. Let me just go over very quickly. I do not believe that there was much coming on Tuesday. Nope, just consumer credit at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, have a great evening, everybody. Next update, Tuesday.